Hey everybody, it's Randy with Notarubicon Productions. Today I'm at Silverwood Lake in California and I am checking out this awesome one-of-a-kind Tatonka truck. And to talk about it, I've got the owner and the builder of the Tatonka, the owner of Tatonka Off Road Recovery, Joey Sotomayor. Joey, come on in and tell us about the Tatonka.
How you doing, Randy?
All right, now Joey, tell us about this truck. What year is it? What is it? What have you done to it?
Basically, it's a mid-80s F350 frame, and we stuck a 2001 Ford Ranger cab on top of. Then we stuck a 20,000-pound PTO in the rear end of it with about 300 feet of cable, and its main objective is to do recoveries.
Okay, recoveries meaning people stuck off-roading?
Yeah, people stuck off-roading both in the desert, in the mud, in the snow, places like TDS, Glamis, Pismo, etc. If you're on our path and we're nearby, we will help you pull you out, and we never charge.
You never charge for
Never
recovery?
charge, no.
Awesome. So what kind of engine do you have in here?
This is a Duramax, 06 Duramax with a 6-speed Allison.
Okay, how much horsepower?
Basically, it puts out about 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. The suspension is done, it's leaf spring, so it's a little bit of older technology, but it's very reliable. That's built by Atlas Spring, and they accommodate the springs according to the weight of the truck, which is very important. And from there we have all 1-ton suspension or 1-ton axles, which deal with 39.5 Pitbull tires. We have a power lock up front. We have a Detroit locker in the rear, 488 gears, and bigger axles and other little goodies in there that gives us a little more reliability.
Okay, so it's good for recovery, but it's also good for off-roading. Right?
Absolutely. Half the fun is that. I have a lot of fun off-roading, and while I'm doing it, doing recoveries is a bonus.
All right, now tell me more about the winches that you have. You mentioned it was a 20,000 pound?
Yes, it's off of a 5-ton military wrecker that's a troop carrier. And it's an amphibious vehicle, so the winch is also made for amphibious purposes, which makes it that much more reliable in just about any weather. And that has a 9/16 cable. We have 305 feet of it. And I carry 2 snatch blocks where I could actually pull 100,000 pounds if need be, running 5 lines. And for that, I need anywhere from 5 to 7 trucks to hold this particular truck down to make that recovery.
Now is this street legal?
It is street legal,
All
yes.
right, so you can drive it up to the trail?
Absolutely.
What kind of gas mileage do you get out?
We get right around 20 miles to the gallon.
That's not bad.
No. I can do about 3 weekends at Azusa Canyon with a 32-gallon cell pretty comfortably.
Awesome. So now how long have you had this truck?
This truck I've had since 01.
Okay.
2001.
And has it always been like this?
No, it continuously changes. Every 3 to 5 years, there's upgrades that get done to it. And one of them was taking the full-size cab off the truck. I found that in a lot of the trails that we were doing recoveries, we'd get hung up. So one of my fixes was sticking a mid-size Ford Ranger cab on top of that F350 chassis. Had it all checked out by CHP and got a number for it to make it street legal. We like to keep it street legal because some of the recoveries you need to go on highway. So I never wanted a green sticker. It's never been green stickered. And this particular chassis has had 7 motors in it, Duramax being the 7th. We've ran carburation, fuel injection, and propane, along with all those being 460s. And finally we ended up back to a diesel.
All right, now who does all your engine work and who works on this thing?
Me and friends mostly work on it. We get a lot of the parts from our sponsors, but people like Carl Knoll, 507 Motorsports, people like them are the only ones that weld on the chassis, just because their experience is what we need in regards to strength. And then apart from that, the sponsors will give us different things, and we will go ahead and showcase them when we're doing recoveries, and that helps to subsidize some of the cost.
Okay, so basically you built it?
Yes, yes, we built it in the driveway. It's never been in a shop. Okay, the whole thing got built in front of my house over and over and over again, every upgrade.
All right, so you do recoveries in this thing. You pull people stuck 4-bying and out of the mud.
Correct.
What's the most interesting or crazy recovery that you've ever done?
The craziest recoveries have been probably in Big Bear, where the weather and ice play a role. So it's important to get in and get out, especially when you know that icy weather's coming down. And that's been one of the craziest ones. We have to run several winches to get a couple of Suburbans out that had families there that stayed there a little bit too late. And so those are my main focus when I'm in that type of terrain, is to get people who are not used to being in that terrain, so that they're not afraid of it in the future, and it makes it better if someone helps you out when you are stuck.
Now, one of the things that I noticed when I see you driving down the road is that big giant yellow hook. hanging off the back. What is that actually functional? What do you use?
That is very functional. And what happens is that on some vehicles, when the pickup points are no longer there or they didn't have any to begin with, I will wrap either the frame or axle with that hook. And it allows me to get one big solid bite. And again, using the winch, we can pull you out nice and slow. Another function that the hook has is if we get a receiver and turn it 180 degrees, for those vehicles that have broken an axle, I can tow you out in reverse. Therefore getting you to the parking lot or where you need to go to access a flatbed or tow truck. She's pretty reliable both on the freeways and both in snow and mud. And that's one of the factors of why we chose the Duramax and the Allison is for reliability, for it just to stay running. It's a very powerful source, and I think that's one of the best things that we've done to the truck for continuous use.
How is it to drive on the freeway? Is it comfortable?
Good, comfortable. It's a little loud, but she'll go straight down the road, no real issues. As long as our PSI is between 20 and 25, she won't dance around on the highway.
Okay, and those are 39.5, 40-inch tires?
Yes, 40-inch tires, and they're on raceline wheels, which are 15 by 12s.
What's your biggest tip for not getting stuck in the first place and not needing a recovery?
My biggest tip would be to check your vehicle, check your drivetrain. The small things are what gets you, such as air pressure, and I mentioned this sometimes on our website. Play with your truck, get to know it, and also carry your spare. Carry tools to be able to work on your vehicle. If you go out with none of these things and you do not check them, you're kind of asking for trouble, and that's kind of the 9 out of 10 recoveries that we do out in the middle of nowhere is because they were not prepared. And it's very simple. It's like pennies on the dollar as far as what you need to make it out there. If you choose to look the other way, you'll pay the price. And it is a recovery truck. She's a heavy truck. We have right around 1,000 pounds worth of tools. So she's mainly built to go off-roading and go get you. Not to race around or jump or any of that. But you get to see the outdoors in most places where some people can't get to.
All right, well, speaking of that, we are in the middle of nowhere here. We're at the bottom of Cleghorn Trail. So what do you say we take this beast up and get her on some rocks? And
that sounds great.
All right.
Sounds good, Randy.